Hey guys, what's up? It's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. So, welcome back to Real Talk Recovery. We talk about recovery from addiction, and also I share my journey in recovery with you guys. Hey Emily, what's up, girl? So, hey Joe. Yeah, Carrie messaged me today. How are you doing, buddy? So you guys. Hey Melinda. Hey y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, Emily. You're such a good person. You always keep me in line, helping me out with that, because I always forget. Good. I'm glad. So I'm going to wait for everybody to get here. So I don't know if you guys noticed, I have a mask on my face. You probably can't see it, but it's on there. Tonight, I'm calling this episode Sunday Serenity with Nicole. And so I wanted to talk to you guys about matching calamity with serenity, and how through working the 12 steps and doing the next right thing, I have learned how to cope with life on life's terms, and how to, when life gets chaotic and things are happening that, are out of my control, I can still have a good day and match calamity with serenity. So, yeah, Emily's the bomb. And I'm going to kind of like read some stuff out of the AA Big Book because it helps me. And so I just wanted to share with some stuff in here that I have highlighted that are like really, really good parts that really inspire me and help me to look at my behavior and to look at my life and reevaluate things and make better choices, because I'm learning one day at a time, you guys. Like, this whole YouTube thing is so new to me. Like, I've only been on YouTube for a year, and making videos and sharing my life with you guys I love doing it. I love doing it. So yeah, I want to read this one. It's on page 62 in the Big Book, and here it is. Selfishness, self-centeredness, that we think is the root of our troubles. Driven by 100 forms of fear, self-delusion, self-seeking, and self-pity, we step on the toes of our fellows and they retaliate. Sometimes they hurt us, seemingly without provocation, but we invariably find that at some time in the past, we have made decisions based on self, which later placed us in a position to be hurt. So our troubles, we think, are basically of our own making. They arise out of ourselves, and the alcoholic is an extreme example of self-will run riot, though he usually doesn't think so. Above everything, we alcoholics must be rid of this selfishness. We must, or it kills us. God makes that possible, and there often seems no way of entirely getting rid of self without his aid. Many of us had moral and philosophical convictions galore, but we could not live up to them even though we would have liked to. Neither could we reduce our self-centeredness much by wishing or trying on our own power. We had to have God's help. This is the how and why of it. First of all, we had to quit playing God. It didn't work. Next, we decided that hereafter, in this drama of life, God was going to be our director. He is the principal. We are his agents. He is the Father, and we are his children. Most good ideas are simple, and this concept was the keystone of the new and triumphant arc through which we passed to freedom. When we sincerely took such a position, all sorts of remarkable things followed. We had a new employer. Being all-powerful, he provided what we needed if we kept close to him and performed his work well. Established on such a footing, we became less and less interested in ourselves and little plans and designs. And more we became interested in seeing what we could contribute to life. As we felt new power flow in, and as we enjoyed peace of mind, as we discovered we could face life successfully, as we became conscious of his presence, we began to lose our fear of today, tomorrow, or the hereafter. We were reborn. So, I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone today, and he said, we cease fighting anyone or anything. You know, all this drama that's been going on YouTube with, you know, the Rewired Soul and all the drama channels and, you know, other people in our recovery community. It's because we're fighting each other. It's because we're fighting against our power, our higher power, and we're not doing his will. When I'm focusing on what you're doing and what you're doing and what you're doing, when I'm making an effort to come over to your videos to pay attention to what you're saying, because I think that you might be talking about me and all that kind of different stuff, that's me like fighting. That's me going against what my higher power and the big book of AA and the 12 steps has taught me, is that I have to stop doing that. I have to let go and let God. I cannot control everyone else. I cannot change everyone else. My videos are not going to make a difference in whether or not so-and-so stops making mental health videos. You know, all that does to me is affect my mental health negatively, you know? And so I read this like 3 times today, you guys, because it's like, it's exactly what happens. Driven by 100 forms of fear, self-delusion, self-seeking, and self-pity, we step on the toes of our fellows and they retaliate. They retaliate, you know, and it's because a lot of the times when we're attacking each other, it's because we're afraid. Hey, Layla. Hey, Felon. It's because we think, oh, I have to defend myself because what will so-and-so think? Or I have to prove myself to everybody. You know, if you come over here and you watch my videos, all of my videos, just a couple of my videos, then that will tell you exactly the kind of person I am. You know, I'm not fighting against anybody anymore. I'm not fighting against me. I'm not fighting against God. I'm not fighting against my higher power, God. You know, I'm letting go, and I don't have to change anybody's mind about me, right? I know because of my actions and the way I know I'm doing the right thing today, you guys, because bad things aren't happening to me today. You know, I know I go to bed with a clear conscience because I'm doing the right thing today. And that, I wasn't like that before, you know. When I start running on my own will and that self-will run riot, and I start making decisions in retaliation and reaction, I'm not doing my program. When I'm reacting to someone else's video or statement or letter or text, anything, I'm not working, I'm not doing my program. I'm reacting on my own insecurities and fear, you know, and this, it helped me so much, you guys. It's like this. I opened up the book and I went straight to this page today, and I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be, right? This is where I'm supposed to be. I cannot change anyone's mind. I cannot make anyone feel differently. The only thing I can do is keep pushing forward and doing the right thing and doing what I'm here to do. Hey, Jessica, and trying to help you guys and, you know, just connecting with you guys. We have a great little group on Hangouts, you guys, and I've seen all of you talking to each other in there and building each other up and supporting each other. And it makes me so happy because that's why I made the Hangouts group, because I wanted you guys to be able to support each other. I wanted you to be able to go, you know, I'm struggling today. What are y'all doing? And there be somebody to talk to, you know? I wanted you guys to be able to have somebody that would always be there if I wasn't able to talk, right? And now it's happening. And that's because you guys are making that happen. Y'all are being there for each other and supporting each other. That's what I wanted to have for my channel. I wanted my channel and all the things that are associated with me to be a place that you guys can get support, you know, and that I can get support. So this week has just been like a stressful week on YouTube for me, you know. Thanks, Layla. And it's because I was losing focus on what was important, and I was letting myself get caught up in the worldly, in the sin, in the drama, in the chaos. You know, that's not for me. That drama stuff is for the drama channels. They do that very well, and it doesn't affect their mental health. It doesn't affect, they're not in recovery, you know. It doesn't, and if they are, it doesn't affect their sobriety. But for me, this kind of stuff affects me. You know, I am very sensitive, and I am very, you know, I wear my heart on my sleeve, you guys. When people comment something about me, I really take that into consideration, you know. It's hard to be on point all the time, you guys. It's hard to, like, I feel like when you have a channel and you upload every day like I do, and I do live streams, it's like easy for people to criticize and put you under a microscope, you know. Oh, you shouldn't have your kid on camera. Oh, you know, you said it. It's like, I used to be a junkie, you know, like, I'm doing great today. So, oh, I'm proud of you, Layla. It's awesome. You know, it sucks whenever you're going through a hard time in your life, but doesn't it feel great whenever you can go through that hard time and not reach for substances to get relief? Who was I talking to today about that? I was on the phone with Jessica today. I was talking to Jessica today about that, and how, you know, we're all learning how to cope with life without reaching for substances, right? It's difficult, you guys, because we practiced for so long reaching for something to change the way we feel. So now, like this whole week, I felt like not myself, because I felt like I had just had so much chaos going around me, right? And so my first reaction is like, ugh, I just don't want to feel this. I don't want to deal with this, right? But then I was like, you know what? Let's just deal with it. Let's handle it. Let's say we're sorry and move on. You know, even you guys, I try to make an amends with people, even if I don't see where I was wrong. Like, I just want to make it and move on, you know? Because today I don't have that luxury of carrying around that negative energy with me all day, you know, and I'm really trying to move forward from that. I don't want to carry that all week with me, you know. I've also been noticing that a lot of people are struggling lately, and that a lot of people in our recovery community are struggling, you know, and just struggling with maybe a significant other, struggling with family, struggling with their own recovery, struggling with not feeling good about themselves, or feeling, you know, insecure or less than, struggling with, you know, depression and anxiety and PTSD. Like, I feel like this has been a week that we've all been going through a storm. You know, we've all been having a hard time with something, you know, and I want to try and think about that. Like, we don't know what each other are going through unless we share it with each other, you know. So if somebody reacts negatively to you, or they say something to you that's kind of cocky or not nice, always think in your mind, like, maybe they're going through something, right? Yeah, maybe they're going through something, and that's what I've been trying to say this to myself. You know, maybe they're struggling, right? Maybe they're going through a hard time that I don't know about. You know, and it is hard to share, because it's hard to share because sometimes you think, well, I'm going to share, and then they're not going to keep my share, they're going to tell other people. I had a girl comment today in one of my videos, and she said that she had shared something really private with somebody, and then they had, basically broke her anonymity and that confidentiality and had went and told other people about it. And she was really upset. And I want you guys to know, like, you could come here and you could talk to me about anything. You can message me privately, and I would never, ever repeat anything that you talk to me about. Like, I would never do that. My word is my bond. Like, and I pride myself on being able to talk with others, and they know they can trust me, Right. It really is, Jexy. And that's kind of like a lot of what I've been struggling with this week. It's like, I almost feel like I don't know, who I can trust anymore. And that hurts my heart, and it's not because of any one specific incident, but it's just because of a lot of overall things that have happened, in the last couple of months or so. And it makes me sad because I don't want to feel like that. But you know what? It's okay. Because I have a sponsor. I have a couple of you guys that I talk to on the phone that I trust, that are good people that I can talk to about anything. And you know what? That's why my mom always told me to keep my circle small, and I advise you guys to do the same. Get you a couple, 2 or 3 good friends that you can talk to about anything, and keep your circle small. Because oh, yeah, Felon, exactly, okay? And so, because the more people that we talk to, the more people that, and I know that sounds like a bad way to think. You're welcome, girl. Jexy, anytime. I know that sounds like a bad way to think, but we have to protect ourselves, you guys. We have to protect our recovery. And I feel like I need to add a disclaimer. Like, I'm not talking about anyone in my video right now. I'm just talking about overall, this whole week has been a struggle with YouTube, with my personal life, with other YouTubers that I've seen struggling. Like, this is not me, like, trying to undercover anybody or anything. Like, I'm just, like, this week has been a struggle, It's been a shitty week. It's been a week of drama, It really has been. And so, but I know why. And I also have to keep reminding myself that just because I'm at this point in my recovery, or just because I'm in recovery, doesn't mean all these other people are, and that's where a lot of this stuff starts mixing together. Yeah, same here, Jexy. I was just talking to Jason about the same thing. I was like, she can be trusted. I said the same thing about you today on the phone with Jason. This week has been difficult, but nothing that we can't handle today, you guys. It's nothing that we can't rise above and move forward into next week. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I wanted to talk about, leaving what happened in this past week, leaving that in the past and moving on into the future. And I really want to make a peaceful footprint on next week. Tomorrow I was thinking what we could do in the morning is, like, I'll do my morning meditation, and instead of reading out of the 12 and 12 or a 12-step meditation, I want to do my Jesus calling. And I know some of you guys aren't religious, but just think of it as your own higher power. And I want to read out of that so we can get our day started. Because I think what a lot of us are struggling with and lacking is our conscious contact with our HP, with our higher power, which whoever your higher power is, you guys, if it's God, if it's Buddha, if it's the universe, nature, if it's a woman in the sky that you call Gigi, like, it's your higher power. But we have to have conscious contact with our higher power. Every morning when I wake up, I say my prayers, I thank him, I ask him to guide me, and then at night I tell him, thank you for keeping me sober. Thanks for pulling me through this day. I think we forget that there's a delusion that us drug addicts have and alcoholics have, that we're controlling our lives, right? That we're in control, and that we're, honestly, you guys, like, this is all an illusion. We are being, like, I feel, this is how I feel. Y'all might be, I might be thinking crazy here for a second, but I feel like our higher power is up in the sky, and he's like, we're like little stick figures down here on earth. And he's like, okay, Nicole's going to do this week. Okay, Jexie's going to do that this week. Okay, Emily, she's going to do this week. And he's up there directing, okay? And we have to remember that he's our director, you know? It says it here in the big book that us addicts and alcoholics, we like to think that we are running the show and that we are the director and that everybody else is just our little, you know, our little actors and actresses, and we're telling them what to do. But really, we're not running anything. He is running it. And so I forget that because I want to take back control all the time, you guys. And that's what that is. And taking back control is fear for me. It's fear of not being liked. It's fear of you guys not liking my videos. It's fear of, you know, my husband falling out of love with me. It's fear of my son, you know, not getting enough time with me. It's like fear, right? I think fear is fuck everything and run, okay? So I think that I really need to get back focused to taking time out of my day to talk to God and to let him know how grateful I am for the second chance at life, and to thank him for being my higher power and for giving me, you know, yes, face everything and recover, and giving me this new life that I have today. Because without him, this wouldn't be possible. It's a miracle that I'm even here able to put together sentences. And I feel like I kind of forgot that for a little bit. I feel like I was forgetting how much of a miracle it is that I'm not shooting dope anymore. You know? It's a miracle. It's a miracle that I'm not out prostituting my body on the street. It's a miracle that I'm not inside the dealers trying to steal purses to sell to the dope man. It's a miracle that I'm able to take care of my son today. You know? Yeah, Layla, for sure. And it's because we were so out of control. Now we feel like because we are sober that we can take back control. But really, it's just us needing to let go and let God, you guys. Let him direct you. And that's why in the morning when we wake up, we have to remember to ask him to guide our will and to show us how to live, you know, and guide us each day. And it's easy, you guys, to get addicted to putting out YouTube videos and talking to your subscribers and getting connected with people on YouTube. And then what happens is YouTube becomes your higher power. And then what happens when YouTube starts doing you dirty and then you start falling back? It's like, my higher power is God, you know, and I'm not going to keep feeding the YouTube monster, because YouTube isn't going to be there for me, you know. If I need help and I'm struggling, you know, this is a false idol, you know. But what happens is I put the videos out, then I get the validation. Then I put the videos out, then I get the validation. And what that does is that builds up a false sense of confidence. And so I've got all this confidence in YouTube. I've got all this confidence in my subscribers. And then what happens whenever the shit starts hitting the fan? Then it's like, oh wow, I'm left with me again. You know? So this is how easy it is. And Jexie, I love you, and I see how level-headed you are, and I hope that doesn't happen to you. But this stuff happens to me, y'all. And my addiction takes me and makes me, like, it's so crazy, because even though I'm not doing drugs, my addiction manifests itself in other areas of my life. And I've seen it happen to other YouTubers where they are putting out videos, and they're getting all this love, and then shit hits the fan. And then what happens? You know, it's so easy, you guys, to fall back and let the ego come in. And when that ego starts making decisions, it starts knocking Nicole out of the way, you know, and then it's not about Nicole and God anymore. It's about ego. It's about not looking bad. It's about proving a point, right? So, like, I know that I'm not perfect. I know I make mistakes, you guys. I know that I can be a little bit, you know, sometimes. But I'm telling you what, it's because I really want to make a difference, and I really want to help people change their lives. And that's what I'm trying to do here and in my own life today. You know, so it's easy to lose track, you guys. It's so easy to lose track. So we did our 4th step the other day. I loved doing that with you guys and just reading with you guys about that. My addictive person. I know, Emily. Well, you know what? I wish my addiction would come out in cleaning. I wish. So I want to talk to you guys about our purpose. So it says, our real purpose is to fit ourselves to be of maximum service to God and the people about us. It is seldom wise to approach an individual who still smarts from our injustice to him and announce that we have gone religious. In the prize ring, this would be called leading with the chin. Why lay ourselves open to be branded fanatics or religious bores? We may kill a future opportunity to carry a beneficial message, but our man is sure to be impressed with a sincere desire to set right the wrong. He is going to be more interested in a demonstration of goodwill than our talk of spiritual discoveries. We don't use this as an excuse for shying away from the subject of God. When it will serve any good purpose, we are willing to announce our convictions with tact and common sense. The question of how to approach the man we hated will arise. It may be he has done us more harm than we have done him, and though we may have acquired a better attitude toward him, we are still not too keen about admitting our faults. Nevertheless, with a person we dislike, we take the bit in our teeth. It is harder to go to an enemy than to a friend, but we find it much more beneficial to us. We go to him in a helpful and forgiving spirit, confessing our former ill feeling and expressing our regret. Under no condition do we criticize such a person or argue. Simply we tell him that we will never get over drinking until we have done our utmost to straighten out the past. This is how you make an amends. We are there to sweep off our side of the street, realizing that nothing worthwhile can be accomplished until we do so. Never trying to tell him what he should do. His faults are not discussed. We stick to our own. If our manner is calm, frank, and open, we will be gratified with the result. In 9 cases out of 10, the unexpected happens. Sometimes the man we are calling upon admits his own faults, so feuds of years standing melt away in our hour. Rarely do we fail to make satisfactory progress. Our former enemies sometimes praise what we are doing and wish us well. Occasionally they will offer assistance. It should not matter, however, if someone does throw us out of his office. It should not matter, however, if someone does throw us out of his office. We have made our demonstration and done our part. It's water over the dam. So we go to that person. We say what we need to say. We don't go into a long spiel about what they did to us or what we need to change. They need to change. We say, I wronged you. I'm sorry. And then we move on. Okay? So I feel like with all the apologies that are going on right now on the internet, that these things right here could have helped us. We just need to make it right, say the apology, make it right, and move on, and not keep going back and like digging it in the wound and making it worse. You know, there's nothing worse than like someone who apologizes and then after they apologize, they say this whole bunch of stuff shitty afterwards, and then basically it takes away all the apology, right? So we just make the apology and we move on. So anyway, that's what I've learned. Like, say it and be done. Because all the extra stuff, it just takes away from it. It's like saying, hey, I want to say sorry, but, right? It's like, you were ahead for a minute. So I was like I said, anytime I'm ever struggling, you guys, and I'm going through something, I can always go into this big book and find the information on how to deal with my problem. Like, for real. It's so awesome. And today I know where to find the things that I'm struggling with in the book because I've been studying it and because I've been asking questions and because I've been, writing stuff down, So anyway, I just wanted to come on here and kind of go into that with you guys, and I want us all to get back to like I said, the serenity. You do. Hey, girl, is that Lydia? Lydia, you need a big book? I can mail you one. Just DM me your address. Or you can get one online. I think it's like $10, but if you need one, I think I have like 4 here that I can mail you one of mine. Right. That's what we have to do, you guys. And like, especially in our recovery community, like, here's the thing, you guys. When we're bickering amongst each other, we're taking away from the message. And then what happens is people will see, us, and they'll say, oh, those people are in recovery? Well, they don't act like it. I don't want to be around them, And so if I've ever hurt any of you guys or like made you feel uncomfortable, I want you guys to know that I'm so sorry, and that I hope that if I can do anything to make it right, let me know and message me and I'll do that. Okay. Right. Layla, and we have a bunch of different personalities, and it's easy sometimes to get off course and get distracted, but it's okay because we can all get back on track, and if we say something that we hurt somebody, all we got to do is say sorry and move on, right? This is so good, Jexy. You would love it. I mean, you just say drugs where you say alcohol in here, and you got to think about it, Jexy. This book is what inspired y'all's book, the NA book. So I bet you would really like reading this. I do. And I really like going in the back, you guys, and reading the stories and stuff. Maybe tomorrow we'll have a story time, and I'll read you some stories out of the back of the book. I was talking with Jason on the phone today, y'all, and I was talking to him about this book I read back in 2010 when I was in treatment. And the book was called... well, that's because it has like the doctor's opinion in the front. Hey, Captain. It has Bill's story, who is Bill W. And then in the back, it has a whole bunch of different stories, right, of people's experiences. So there's only like 165 pages that are like the part that is like the instructions, So what was I saying? Okay, we'll do story times tomorrow, right? I'll read some story times out of here. Let me think what else. What was I going to say? Richard, when you get done, will you message me on my phone? I need to talk to you. If any of you guys are like ever going through anything and you're struggling, okay, and you need to talk or you need help finding resources, you can always message me. If you have my personal phone number, you can call me or message me, and I will help you find resources if I can. My mom got me this daily prayer journal. And so let's read the first one. Okay. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope in a future. Jeremiah 29:11. So his plans for me all along were to prosper and for me to have a good future. And so even though all those years I was in active addiction, he was trying to save me and trying to get me to come up out of that so I could prosper and have a good life like I am today. You know, and my life is so much different than it was when I was in active addiction, you guys. And I can't tell you how grateful I am for that today. Like, I don't want to ever go back to my life like it was in active addiction, because back then it was crazy. And today I have sanity, right? Okay, so I wanted to read the Serenity prayer to you guys. Prayer for serenity. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardship as a pathway to peace, taking, as Jesus did, this sinful world as it is, not as I would have it, trusting that you will make all things right if I surrender to your will, so that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with you forever in the next. Amen. So this is my Celebrate Recovery handbook. And in Celebrate Recovery, me and my sponsor went through 4 workbooks where we worked the 12 steps together. Isn't that so? Hey, 80s baby 87, how you been doing? Are you all right? Hey, Lisa. That's okay. I'm going to tell you guys this much. I know some of you guys are struggling out there, right? I know a lot of my people are struggling. And I want you to know I remember what it was like when I was struggling staying sober, okay? And I want you guys to know that, you know, you got to know that you deserve recovery, okay? I'm trying to remember what it was like when I was in active addiction so I can talk to you guys about what it was like. When I was in active addiction, I didn't think that I was ever going to be able to stop, because every time I would stop, I would relapse, you know? So whenever I got sober this time, I was like, I'm never going to stay sober. There's no way, you know? And then I went and got put on Suboxone. And even being on Suboxone, you know, there's still those temptations. You know, there's still the methamphetamine and the cocaine and the Xanax and all the different stuff I like to do too, you know, besides dope. And so I remember feeling like there was no light at the end of the tunnel. And especially with opiate addiction, always being sick. I can tell you this from experience. I don't want to live like that anymore. I hate it that some of my people are struggling and living like that today. I really want you guys to know that, like, you don't have to live like that anymore, and that whenever you are ready, I will help you get into rehab. I will help you get into detox. I will literally help you. I had to go to a detox because, you guys, when I would try to do it on my own, I would stop, and I would get stopped for like 5-6 days, you know, right? I was just starting to feel better, right? Because y'all know how it is when you're coming off of them short-acting opiates. It's like 3-4 days and you're good, right? But going into detox in a treatment center afterward, it helped me to build a foundation, because I couldn't get past a week. Like, I'm telling you guys, I couldn't get past a week. And then another reason why I couldn't get past a week was because I kept hanging out with my old dope buddies. I kept hanging out. I would be like, oh, I don't want to shoot dope anymore, but I'm hanging out with all these folks who are shooting dope, right? 80s, baby, 87, you can't get past 3 days. Right. And I'm telling you, baby, it's because I'm telling you, it's because you're sitting right in the middle of the barber shop. Okay? You're sitting right in the middle of the barber shop and you're saying, don't cut my hair, don't shave me. And that's the thing. Like, we got to get out. You got to get out of that. You know, you deserve a life. You are a good looking man. You got a great family. You got a kid. You got a girl who cares about you. You deserve recovery. Okay? And you know what? Here's the thing. Okay? You got to start loving you. You got to start loving you and wanting better for yourself. You got to want better for you. It's going to suck. But you can, bye Jexie, love you girl. You can get into detox and then go into a treatment for about 30 days and get yourself cleaned up real nice, right? Come out, get some weight on you, be looking good. Yes. Okay, 80s baby, 87. Do that. If you want, that's it. If you want to get on medication assisted therapy, do it. And while you're doing that, listen to me. Listen to me. While you're on the sub-maintenance, get into therapy. Get yourself a sponsor. Go to some NA meetings and start getting into the recovery flow. Start hanging out with people who are sober and going out and having coffee and taking your kids out to the park and hanging out with other recovering people. Because I'm telling you right now, you'll go get put on the maintenance, and if you keep them fools around you, they'll be trying to get your meds from you all the time. You've got to get the maintenance, get the therapy, and then change the friend group, okay? Please believe me. I know because I've been there. I used to do the same thing, and I would go back, and they would just be waiting there to suck me dry, you guys. And then I remember I used to be one of those people that would suck people dry, you know? It's just, you guys, I want you guys to succeed, you know? Yes, it's just the way, same, look at me, all my friends tried to get me to do it too. And I'm like, no, you know, and now look, today I'm doing good. I'm tapering. I feel good, you guys. I'm starting to feel like, I feel good. I feel good about my life today. I'm making good choices today. I get to be a mom to my son today, you guys. Okay, I have the most amazing, amazing son. I'm so blessed, you know. I get to be a mom to him, you know. I was that girl who was shooting up, who was passed out on the couch, nodded out. I was that girl who would shoot up and who would overdose, that everybody would carry out and put on the sidewalk and leave to die. I was that girl who was so irresponsible that I couldn't stay. People didn't even want to get high with me, you know, because I couldn't get high without screwing everybody else's high up. It is fun. You know, and I used to not be able to do that, you guys, without being high. I used to not be able to hang out and take care of my kid because it was like I would have to push myself. And it was like, oh, I had to get drugs in my system to do anything. It's like today, like I'm telling you guys, with even being on Suboxone, I'm telling you guys the truth. Like, I take it in the morning and then I live my regular life. I'm telling you, it's a different kind of situation, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that and therapy. I've gotten through a lot of trials and tribulations and PTSD and things that I struggled with, like depression and anxiety, because of therapy and because I talk about it, because I openly share about how I'm feeling inside. I used to be so full of pride that I couldn't share because I was struggling, because I wouldn't want anybody to think I was weak. Because I thought that when you shared about your struggles, that you were weak and that you were a pussy, right? That's how I was raised up. I was raised up to be hard, right? Because that's just how my dad is. He's an Italian dude. And we were raised up to think, you know, you don't show emotion. You don't show your struggle. You just push that shit down and move on, right? And that wasn't helping me any. Pushing it down and moving on, I was just waiting to explode like a freaking, what they called? Volcano. So I love you guys. I hope you guys know that. I really do care about each and every one of you. I've gotten to talk to so many of you on the phone and on DMs, and you know you can always message me. I will always, always, always get back to you. Always. Do not hesitate to get a hold of me, all right? I love you guys, and I hope y'all have a great night. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, this Friday, we're going to the mountains, okay? DM me, and I'll get your address, and I'll send you that big book, okay? And this Friday, we're going to the mountains, you guys. So we're going to go hiking. You guys are going to get to see our log cabin. Hey, Michelle, my birthday is March 8th, so it's going to be a big celebration, okay? I'm going to be 37, y'all. So we're going to have a big celebration. I got another sober birthday. This is going to be my 4th year sober, you guys. So, and not shooting dope. Hell yeah! That's a miracle. You guys, I don't think you understand. I used to get high as fuck on my birthday, okay? I was trying to kill myself. And now I'm living, okay? I love you guys. Have a great night. You can live too, okay? I want you guys to live too. We got to get all of us on the right path, okay?